I'm Bob Main, and
I'm Ben Branham.
we are the Modern Handgunners. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to talk about some flashlights.
Talk all about flashlights. So, Bob, you got your favorite one that you carry around all every day. Which one is it?
My favorite flashlight, first of all, the importance of a flashlight. I use this, oh my, man, I'm telling you, 100 times a week. I mean, I find stuff at the house that's been missing for 3 weeks because I can get a flashlight on it. In my real job, sometimes I'm in a part of a hotel that's dark, and I mean, it's just unbelievable. You have to carry a good flashlight. I have the Surefire Backup, and I really like this A12 2250 or something like that. Anyway, it's the Surefire Backup. About 4 inches long. I like it. It's got the switch right here on the tail cap. It's got a somewhat beveled front, so if I need to strike somebody, at least it's a little bit more effective. Nice clip, very light. It only operates on a single CR132 battery, just one. Some flashlights that I've had in the past have to have two, just one. Good battery life. Totally love it. The thing I like about Surefire is I like the way that it disperses the light. I have a stream light that I left at home because I forgot that we were going to be doing this video on flashlights, but stream light is okay. It's also a good light. It's a little bit thinner. It's kind of like halfway between the thickness of this and Ben's little pocket light that he's going to talk about. But I like the way that Surefire disperses it. They seem to get the most light disbursement out of the lumens. I think this is like 200 lumens. But man, when it's dark and I flip this thing on, you would think it's 500 lumens. So I like it. Surefire Backup.
I've been carrying a Phoenix light lately. This is their UC35. I have version 1 and version 2. And I'm going to talk badly about Phoenix and goodly about Phoenix, the both ways.
Goodly?
Goodly. You like my goodly?
Yeah.
So
you made up a word.
Yeah, goodly.
Goodly.
So I like, just like Bob, I use the clip, just clip it to my back pocket. It sits there all the time. Comes out of my pocket into one hand, and I can use it. I like the longer light, and I've always carried more of a 2 battery light this size, so when I hold it in my fist, it comes out both sides of my fist, so I can use it as a weapon on both sides. These little lights are too small. I don't get a good grip on them. My hands are too big, so I've always kept with like the 2 battery style, and this is the same style, except for this one's actually USB rechargeable. It has a USB plug on it. That's so nice. The micro USB plug, like most of the phones use, not your iPhone, but a real phone. I'm just kidding, I carry an iPhone. Yeah. But most of you guys have these micro USB plugs everywhere. I have them all over the place. So I just plug it in and it charges the battery. Inside these, the battery is, I'm taking off the wrong end. Take off the tail cap. It's a tail cap switch, just like most of the Surefires are. It has a momentary, and then if you push harder, it clicks and it stays on. And I like the momentary and the tail cap switch. I always have. This one uses, this is a Phoenix brand one, but it's the rechargeable, and I forget what they're called, 3200 something or another. Anyways, it's the same battery that goes in all of those the things that guys smoke with them now.
Oh, the e-cigarettes.
The e-cigarettes.
The vaping.
The vapes, yeah.
Vapors.
So it's the same exact battery that goes in there, and it's almost like 2 of the batteries out of Bob's, the Surefire batteries, taped together. And in fact, if you wanted to, you could put 2 of the Surefire batteries in here in a pinch, and it'll work. It won't be as bright or as great or as long, but it'll work. And so the cool thing is a rechargeable battery comes out. I actually carry an extra one in my go bag so that I have 2 of them charged up all the time. So if one of them goes bad, all I got to do is put it on, and I'm back in business. This is their original. It's a little bit longer, a little bit bigger. I liked it, and then I lost one, so I wanted to buy another one. So I went out and bought their second version, the UC35, and it's actually a little bit shorter, which I don't mind. It's only 1 inch. I like the button was a little bit bigger. But the coolest thing about this one is it has something that I've always complained about with flashlights. How do you ever know if your battery's dead or not? So there's a little light on here, and I don't know if we can see it in the daylight. It's really bright out here right now. But when you first turn it on, nope, you're not going to be able to see it at all. Yeah, I can barely see it. You can't see it in the camera. When you first turn it on, right here where the button is, this is the button that controls how bright it is. there's a LED in there, and it's either green or red or yellow when you turn it on. So when you first turn it on, you could look at it, and it's green right now. That means my battery's good to go. If it was yellow, the battery's going bad. If it's red, time to charge your battery. I always thought that was a major uncutting of all these lights we have, and you're trying to figure out, well, I have that 1, 2, 3 battery in there, and they're pretty expensive, like $3 each. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it going to last for another 5 hours or another 5 minutes? And with the electronics in the flashlights, you don't know now. So I'm like, oh, that's the best thing ever. I'm going to buy the new light. So I went out and bought another $75 light, and that's about what I paid for them off of Amazon. And I will give you the one thing you don't do. These Phoenix lights, don't buy them off of Amazon. So I had a problem with the light. The battery went dead. I took one of my old batteries, put it in here. The light just totally quit working on me. So I contacted the manufacturer, and he says, oh, well, you bought it through Amazon. We have a distributor affiliate over there. You just need to contact the distributor. They have a lifetime warranty. So I tried to contact the distributor over there through Amazon. They don't have anything on their website anywhere that you can contact them, only on Amazon. Contacting through Amazon, of course, is past the 60-day Amazon return policy. So what do? They ignore me outright. So I will tell you, if you're going to buy one of these, do not buy it through Amazon. Even my Amazon affiliate, I mean, if you want to, you can give us money, but I'll put a link in the show notes of where you could buy it somewhere else, so you get away from that distributor, so you can actually get somebody that helps you, and then you get this one. So I haven't trusted this light since I did that, but I did kind of figure it out when I was playing with them, and it didn't work, so I pulled batteries out. I was trying to use this one as just a charging bed for my other batteries, charged up the battery, put the original battery that came with this one back in, and it seems to be working fine again. I have 2 batteries that are, I mean, they're all Phoenix brand batteries. They come from Phoenix company, and they're all in there. But for some reason, the older batteries that I have, they won't run the light at all. The light won't even turn on. And I don't understand why. I couldn't tell you. I got to email the actual manufacturer and see what that's like and buy another light. If I take the new battery and put it in the old light, it works. If I take the old battery and put it in the new light, it doesn't work. I don't understand. But once I get another battery, I think I'll go back to this one. I really like this one, and you can see I push the button, so now it's super dim, and it has 5 levels, which I'm not sure I like about it, but it's bright enough, and I just leave it on the highest level all the time. And then if you want to use it as a little signal light or something, you could always turn it on, and then it lasts like 15 or 20 hours on this dim light. So if you needed to walk somewhere all night, you could turn it on and just use the little dim light and walk around forever. But I always use it on the super bright so that it goes on. The other thing I noticed about this light is it's got all the electronics in it, so when it gets hot, it has that 5 settings. If I leave this on the super bright setting for too long, the muzzle starts getting hot, it'll actually dim itself to save the battery and to save the light when it gets too hot.
That's nice.
So it's these are actually a really great thing of electronics, and I haven't broken them yet, which for me says amazing things. So this one's got the clip. I carry it every day. Haven't had any problems with it. Any other light I buy, and I just brought this one out of my truck. I had it there. This is a little Craftsman. They're probably $10. I bought them, at Sears or something. And it's just a little work light, a little pen light that I'd shove in my pocket. But even this one that I don't abuse, it sits in my truck. The freaking clip is already broken and bent the heck on it, and it doesn't really work as a clip anymore. I should just get rid of the clip. So, but the only thing nice about these lights, and I use them at work, is they're AAA batteries. I have AAA batteries coming out of my ears. They're like 20 or 30 cents each, so that I can always just change out the AAA batteries any way I need, and I don't really care. I don't use this as a tactical light. I use this as a work light at work to go around and see things. So there's the difference. But I do like these Phoenix lights. I think I'm going to keep buying them. I had a Phoenix light since '08. I put it on a rifle over when I was overseas. It survived me fine for about a year overseas. I brought it back, threw it in a box, shipped it home, didn't touch it for a year or 2, left the batteries in it, pulled it out, and it had a little blank to it after that. And I don't know why that is, but I mean, if you leave your batteries in there for 2 years and don't touch it, maybe that's it. I abused the crap out of that light when I was overseas. It was on my rifle for over a year. I smacked it on everything. I bounced it in vehicles. I bounced it up and down stairs, walls, everything. And it survived me. So anything that can survive me is good to go. Just that one caveat. They're on Amazon, free shipping. That's what I did. It was awesome. Don't do it. Don't buy them on Amazon. Go to the manufacturer and buy it, or go to a trusted source and buy them. Anything you want to say about lights, Bob?
Yeah, there's one more thing I forgot to talk about, my Surefire. It's very intuitive. This thing was so easy to figure out how to use and use well. The first time, it's got the bright setting. So as soon as you hit it, bright setting, and if you double click it, it goes to a dimmer setting. Very easy to use. One press of the tail cap like that, bright. Two presses, dim. For me, I'm simple-minded, and I like simple things. Just one of the personal preferences, not to knock Ben's light because it's a great light. Having to reach down here and get the different levels, I find it more convenient. Just give me 2 levels because I can count to 2. Counting to 5 makes it a little tough for me.
I would definitely go with you on that, Bob. I wish the Phoenix, if you're listening out there, I need a light that has 3 levels on it. I need super bright, I need semi-tactical, and I need the super dim so I can use it to walk around all night. I don't need the other 2 settings that are on the light. They're a waste of time, waste of effort, waste of brain power to figure out and what's going on, and then clicking through them to count is a pain in the butt. When you get on this, if you go, because every time you push the button, it goes up higher, and then when you go over the top, it goes to the lowest settings. So you're always trying to catch that highest settings and leave it there. It's kind of weird, but hey, kudos to them for putting the freaking indicator on the light.
I like that. I like
over
that.
the top about that.
And one more thing I want to say about lights, it's so important to have a good flashlight. So many self-defense shootings happen in low light, Ben, right?
Well, yeah. Oof.
You know, a lot of them happen in low light. And either you have a weapon-mounted light, which has advantages and disadvantages, or you're going to be using a handheld light. This is one position. There's a lot of others. We've taught many of them in classes and things like this. But if you have a light on you, it gives you so much advantage if you have a self-defense shooting that's in low light or dark, right?
Yeah. Rule number 4: know your target. What lies beyond your light? Lets me identify my target without a doubt. It's a use of force that I can bring back. If I have this in my hand in a dark alley and some guy comes running up to me and I just flash him in the face and he goes, ah! And then he turns out to be a police officer and I go, oh, I'm sorry, sir. No big deal, no harm, foul. If I use pepper spray or a firearm and I point it at a police officer or somebody I shouldn't and use it on them, that cop's going to be awful pissed off at me.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to go, no big deal. So the flashlight's a great use of force that you don't have to do. It's enough to get somebody to look away, and then you can use whatever technique you like. I like the run away technique.
Yeah.
So you can get someplace that you don't need. Flashlights are a huge advantage tactically and then not tactically. And that's why I got away from the Surefire ones just because those batteries are expensive. I was using these lights at work all the time.
Yeah.
I'd run through a set of batteries every week, every other week.
Yes.
And it just gets really expensive really fast. You know, $3 a battery, that's $6 a week. You know, starts to add up. I'd rather buy a Starbucks coffee for $6 a week. But these just plug them into the truck anywhere I got a USB, and then it charges right back up, and I'm back in business. So that's why I went to the Phoenix away from the Surefires. I carried Surefires for years, and to Surefire's credit, I've never broken a Surefire. I've lost.
Now that's amazing.
Lost 2 or 3 of them, never broken them.
That's
Sat
amazing.
on them, stepped on them, dropped them out of vehicles, ran them over with a vehicle, had them on the end of rifles that had been dropped. Never broke a Surefire. Never seen a Surefire really break. So,
yeah,
Surefire is a great light. Phoenix is a great light, but Surefire is getting expensive, and running those batteries.
Yeah.
If you have a battery sponsor, or actually you have a something that buys your batteries for you, it's not a big deal. But yeah, so that's why I don't use straight rechargeable battery flashlights.
No, I like that, and it's USB rechargeable. The other thing about lights, folks, if you've never thought about this, about a flashlight, I've taken several international flights lately, not just domestic, but international. You can go anywhere with a flashlight. TSA, even internationally, the security, never given me any problems about carrying a flashlight anywhere. And if anybody at TSA or anywhere asks you, why do you have a light, just say, I'm afraid of the dark.
Or you can.
They'll shut up.
Or you can use Mossad Ayoub's trick and say it's in case the plane crashes.
Yes.
And they're taught not to talk about that ever in mixed company. Yeah, that was funny about Mossad gave that lecture once about lights. I was hassled about my lights one time.
You were.
Yeah, so I was going somewhere, and I wasn't going to train with you. I was going to train with somebody else, and we were doing a night thing. So I had like 5 different lights in my bag, plus an emergency beacon in there, and I had them all set up. And I was like, well, I'm carrying flashlights and an emergency beacon and all this other stuff. Why should I put them in my check bag? I'll just put them in my carry-on because, you know, something happens, I have them with me. So I put them in there, and I watch my check bag go through, and it comes back, and it goes through again. You know, they pick it up on the end, and they put it through again.
Bag check, bag check.
No, they're stopping, and she's looking at it, and I'm like, dang it, what did I forget? You know, I thought for sure I forgot something in my bag. You know, I left a magazine, a bullet, something stupid in there. She calls over her supervisor. He walks up there, and they're both staring at it, and he goes, oh, and he whispers something to her, and he looks at me, and he goes, you're afraid of the dark, aren't you? So she didn't know what she was looking at because she might have been newer, but the supervisor knew what it was, and as soon as he's told her, she just pushed me through. So I've never really had a problem. It was just every once in a while you get a funny hiccup about that.
So I'll change my statement. You'll rarely get hassled about your flashlights, but if you're Ben Branham, then you might. Afraid of the dark, or you want to see in the dark if the plane crashes, they will shut up and leave you alone.
All right, so if you want to learn how to use one of these and one of these at the same time with a bunch of different modern techniques that me and Bob teach, we actually have some training for that at shootersclubmembers.com. You can go there for $8 a month or $75 a year and get the next best thing to training. If you can get live in-person training, and even if it's not from us, I think we're some of the best. No, we're not the best in the world, but we've got some of the best classes in the world. Even if it's not from us, get training from somebody live in person, and then the online stuff can really supplement that. And that's what we want it to be. If you can't get to live training, the online thing is the next best thing.
We are the Modern Handgunners. I'm Bob Main, and you are
Ben Branham.
Thanks for watching.